Good morning, everyone. In yesterday's session, we are covering the topic of energy resources in the world. As discussed, we are having the solar is having 2850 times available energy is available for us, so that we are going to utilize it. And if we are going to utilize it properly, our energy needs will be like as discussed in the slide. Renewable energy sources have the potential to provide 3078 times the current global energy needs. So in that, at least if you are going to utilize like 2 times 3 times of that also, it will be enough for us. So in these things, at least we are going to utilize 1%. At least we are going to utilize 1%, like assuming the efficiency we are having right now, and also the hurdles we are having, like upfront cost and all the things I discussed yesterday in the disadvantages. So today we are going to deal with this all things. What is there yesterday in the syllabus till now, we have covered the basic statistics, and also we have covered particular what is the definition of renewable energy, what are the limitations of renewable energy, what are the advantages of renewable energy, and also I have given some homeworks for you. I hope you have done that one. And next one is the criteria for assessing the potential. I think today also nobody has come up with that solution. So tomorrow class we are going to deal that one. So today we are going to complete what is the classification of NCS, and also the comparison of the various energy sources. So in exam point of view, how we are going to write it also I will show you. So what is there in the slides, you can write it off. So this one you can check it out. While comparing these two, we can write this one. And also while giving the live lectures, I will be showing the video links. In that video links, they will be explaining what is the differences between solar and wind with the practical examples. That link will be shared in the live sessions, so that you will be able to visualize that one. And also all the links will be shared to you. So like not only these two, but we are having 5 energies like geothermal, like tidal, wave, and all the videos will be shared with you all. So that here the basic thing is explained in this slide is about hydropower and solar energy. So that is the reason here we can check it out. Hydropower is nothing but energy in water can be harnessed and used. Obviously, the solar energy means energy from the sun in the form of solar radiations are for heat or to generate electricity. Since water is 800 times denser than air, even a slow flowing stream of water can yield considerable amount of energy. So here we are coming to the hydropower. It is having 800. They are telling the density of the water, so that the slow flowing of the stream can yield considerable amount of energy. Because the density is more, we can generate more energy. That is the reason he's trying to tell. So in the solar, we are coming here. Solar power electricity generation uses either photovoltaic or heat engines. So mostly the solar energy can be harnessed by using the solar cells or the and also in the solar cells we are having the photovoltaic concept. So we will be dealing that one in the second unit. So here you can check it out how it is going to do that one, and also what is applications of that one we are writing here. And also while writing the solar and also the hydropower, you can write this, and also we will show you the videos. In that we'll have plenty of the things which we can compare it. So finally, what I was trying to tell from the beginning is this topic is not the fixed textbook topic. This topic is we can write on our own what we have learned from various sources, and also from me the links and all the things, and also summarize that one and write on your own in the exam point of view. But don't mix up everything. Just try to understand what is the solar energy, what are advantages, what are disadvantages, and also what is the hurdles we are going to face, like limitations. So here the disadvantages are different, and also the limitations are different. So limitations we can overcome and also reduce the disadvantages. So here this is the thing. So in the next slide, we can see the wind power and also the mainstream renewable energy sources I discussed again I have given. So here what is the wind energy? So here airflow can be used to run the turbines. So the blades, I think everybody has seen the wind turbines. So here in this thing, I didn't keep that one, because while showing the videos, we'll be understanding how to harness the wind energy. So that separate video is there, and also the link will be shared to you in the live session. So this will be kept. So some live sessions will be going on. So in that live sessions, we'll be share the video, so that we can't only go for this recording videos. That's the reason I didn't share everything. So the links, only few links are shared at the so at the end of the slide, only very few links are shared. So most of the links are left empty, and also it will be shared in the live sessions. Okay, coming to the next slide, we are having the biomass and the geothermal energy. I discussed it is coming from the waste, and also the geothermal is nothing but it is coming from the earth. So these things all are all we have discussed in the previous classes, but these things are there for you. So in the point of the notes. Now coming to the overview. So here, while somebody is asking you in the exam point of view, it is better to, if somebody is asking the question about classify various sources of renewable energy sources, or like classify various non-conventional energy sources, then we must be able to draw this classification table. It will be easy for us to understand also before and instead of writing the big notes. So here you can check it out. First one is we are having is solar energy, wind energy, hydro energy, bioenergy, marine energy, and geothermal energy. So here marine energy is nothing but wave tides and ocean current. So first of all, we'll go slowly now. The solar energy is dealing with solar PV. So it is nothing but the photovoltaic cells we are having, and also concentrating solar power, and also the solar heating. Next one is the wind energy is classified into two types. One is onshore and the next one is the offshore. And also next one, how we are going to generate the hydro energy from which of the things like that we are going to see is, first one is the run of the river, the second one is the reservoir, and the last one is the pump storage. So these three are the things where we are going to use the hydro energy. Next one is the bioenergy for electricity and heat, and next one is for the biofuel. So these are the things which we are having in the classification part. And also while coming to the marine energy, marine is nothing but everybody will be knowing that it is a sea or ocean. So here it is wave, tidal range, and tidal current. Both are different. We'll be coming to knowing while discussing the 15 unit. Next one is ocean current, ocean thermal, and also salinity gradient. These are the classifications which we have to write under the marine energy. Next one is the geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is nothing but convector system, conductor system, and also deep aquifer system. So these three are the various systems which are there in the geothermal energy. So here why we are discussing this geothermal energy and all the things. So these are the basic things which you are having in this one, like classification. You write write only that one. So it will be easy for you guys to understand the classification in an easy way in a exam point of view also. So that is the reason why I am telling this much stress on this. And if you want to give some explanation on one point, you can write the basic things. So solar energy is like this, and also wind energy, like simple things you can write, how it is going to classify and all the things. Okay. Now coming to the next one, and also we can see it in the from this slide. So this one is nothing but energy in India. We are just giving an overview. That's it. How we are going to utilize it, and also all the things what is happening. So these things are coming into the picture in this slide. So this one you can check it out. The total installed capacity is 1,44,912 megawatts. So these numbers plays a major role while answering the question of statistics. So statistics are the things which is happening in that way. In point of India, if any question is coming, you must be able to write this answer very clearly. So this number exactly is not required, but a rough number of 1,40,000 or at least 1,20,000 to 1,50,000, like that also you can write. And also next one is 350 kg of oil equivalent per capita. 350 kg of oil equivalent per capita primary commercial energy consumption. So here we are using the 350 kgs of oil consumption per kg of per capita only he is telling. Next one is like 22% of the world's average. So here the energy is going to generate only 22% of it. Next one is we are having the per capita electricity consumption is 600 kilowatts per hour, 6,000 kilowatts hour per year. So this is the point which is happening here. So here we can check it out about the electric consumption. Next one is about 80% of the total energy consumption comes from the non-commercial energy. So here we can tell it off. 80% of the total rural energy. Rural means we are talking about the villages where our 60% of the population are staying there. And also we must be careful for giving the electricity to the farmers so that it will be helpful for them also. So now the India is focusing mostly on 100% powered India. For all the small villages also, the Modi government is ensuring that we are getting the power for each and every remote area. So as of on the statistics, we are getting the data is 84% villages are electrified and 44% of the rural households are electrified. But still the government is mentioning like 100%. But as of now, the stats are not available and also not produced by the government.